Here's the truth. When she notices you've truly stopped caring, it sends a shockwave through her emotions. That's when the power shifts, and she's left scrambling to understand what went wrong. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the psychological games that unfold when she reaches out and how you can harness that energy to take back control. Don't miss out. This could change the way you approach relationships. When she reaches out after a period of silence, it's natural to feel a surge of emotions, maybe excitement or even confusion. But before you make a move, take a moment to ask yourself, what does she really want? Understanding her intentions is your first step in making sure you don't fall back into old patterns that leave you vulnerable or uncertain. Women don't just text or reach out for no reason. Every interaction, from a casual, "Hey, how are you?" to a simple like, "On your post," carries meaning. Is she just curious, filling a void left by your absence? Or perhaps she's feeling a sense of regret, realizing she let something valuable slip away? Or maybe it's a subtle test to see if she still holds power over you. Regardless, knowing what's behind her message is key to whether or not you should engage. To understand her intentions, look at your past together. Has she treated you with respect and honesty, or has she played mind games and kept you guessing? A woman who truly values you will put in the effort and make it clear. On the other hand, someone seeking attention may send messages that feel shallow or distant, just enough to keep you on the hook. Here's the thing, not every message is an invitation to rekindle things. While her intentions may be genuine, there's also a chance she's just looking for validation or to boost her own ego. By analyzing the situation carefully, you place yourself in a position of strength, no longer reacting to her moves, but responding with intention. This allows you to set the tone for all future interactions and maintain the power dynamic in your favor. 2. Don't let your emotions control you. One of the biggest mistakes men make when a woman reaches out is responding with raw emotion. Sure, it's totally natural to feel a mix of excitement, frustration, or even hope when she breaks the silence. But here's the hard truth. If you let your emotions take the wheel, you're handing over your power. Imagine she sends you a casual, "Hey, how have you been?" Your first instinct might be to reply right away, spilling all the thoughts and feelings you've been holding back. But here's the problem. When you do that, you're essentially telling her that you've been waiting for this moment, that her message has the ability to control your emotions. Even if that's the reality, it's crucial you don't make it obvious. Emotional control is the secret to true confidence. Instead of reacting on impulse, take a step back and ask yourself why her message is stirring up such strong feelings. Is it because you genuinely miss her and hope to reconnect? Or are you feeling insecure and her message happens to trigger that vulnerability? When you understand your emotions, you can respond from a position of strength, not weakness. Here's a game changer. When she reaches out, resist the urge to reply immediately. Give yourself time to process what's going on internally. If her message feels shallow or unclear, consider whether it even deserves a response. If it's more thoughtful, take your time to craft a reply that reflects your confidence and self-respect. The key here is to show her that her message doesn't dictate your emotions or actions. By taking your time and making decisions from a place of control, you send a powerful message. You're not easily swayed, and that shifts the power dynamic in your favor. The power of silence. Silence is often seen as a passive or neutral response. But let's be clear, it's actually one of the most potent psychological tools you can use. When a woman reaches out after a period of no contact, your silence can send a stronger message than any words ever could. But here's the key. Silence must be intentional, not reactive. Why is silence so powerful? Because it creates a space that amplifies emotions, heightens curiosity, and invites reflection. When you don't respond immediately or at all, she's left to wonder what's going on in your life. She'll start to question why you're not reacting, if you still care, or whether you even think about her. That uncertainty fuels her curiosity, sparking an emotional reaction that's far more intense than any message you could send. But here's the truth. Silence isn't about playing games or manipulating her feelings. It's about prioritizing your own life and showing her that your world doesn't revolve around her messages. When you stay silent, you're demonstrating emotional independence and strength, traits far more attractive than neediness or desperation. The true power of silence lies in what you do during it. If you're sitting around waiting for her to reach out, your energy won't change. But if you're out there living your life, chasing your goals, and focusing on your passions, you naturally project an aura of confidence and self-assurance. Silence becomes a reflection of your growth. By working on yourself, setting boundaries, and building your confidence, you show her that you don't need her validation to feel complete. When she realizes you're thriving without her, it leaves an unforgettable impression. Remember this: silence doesn't mean you'll never respond. It means you're taking the time to decide if her message aligns with your values and goals. If it does, you can engage from a place of strength and clarity. If it doesn't, your silence will say everything she needs to know. 4. When it's worth responding. While silence can be a game changer, there are moments when responding is the right move. If her message is thoughtful, genuine, and shows real effort, it might be worth engaging. But how you respond matters just as much as the decision itself. The first rule when responding is to stay calm and composed. Avoid long emotional replies that may come off as desperate or overly eager. Keep your tone confident and centered. For instance, if she says, "Hey, I've been thinking about you," a simple, cool response like, "Good to hear from you. What's on your mind?" sets a perfect tone. But don't stop there. Pay attention to how she follows up. Is she making an effort to engage in a deeper conversation, or is she just fishing for attention? Real intentions are shown through consistent effort, not just a one-time message. When you choose to respond, remember, you're not trying to win her back or prove your worth. Your goal is to maintain your dignity and self-respect while assessing whether she's genuinely interested in reconnecting. If her intentions come off as shallow or self-serving, don't hesitate to pull back and disengage. Here's the key takeaway: responding should always be a choice, never an obligation. When you decide to engage, do so with purpose and clarity. If you feel it's not worth your time, let your silence do the talking. It speaks volumes. 5. Setting boundaries and protecting your energy. No matter if you decide to respond or not, setting boundaries is absolutely essential. Boundaries are a form of self-respect, and they protect your energy from being drained by people or situations that don't serve you. Without clear boundaries, it's all too easy to fall back into unhealthy patterns that leave you feeling unfulfilled or taken advantage of. When you set boundaries, you're not being cold or dismissive. You're simply defining the terms under which you're willing to engage. For example, if her message feels vague or half-hearted, don't feel the need to reply with excessive enthusiasm. If she reaches out with genuine effort, you can still maintain control by dictating the pace and tone of the conversation. Boundaries are especially crucial when it comes to avoiding emotional manipulation. If she's reaching out to test your attention or inflate her ego, your boundaries send a clear message: I'm not here for games. Not only does this protect your energy, but it also reinforces your strength and self-respect. Here's a practical tip. If she texts you late at night or sends a message that feels emotionally loaded, take your time before responding, or don't respond at all. Prioritizing your well-being shows her that your time and energy are valuable. Boundaries are about keeping balance in your life. They ensure that any engagement happens on your terms and that you're not sacrificing your self-worth just to satisfy someone else's need for attention. 6. The power of making her wait. When she reaches out, there's no rule that says you need to respond immediately or even the same day. One of the most underrated yet powerful strategies is simply making her wait. This isn't about playing mind games or being manipulative. It's about giving yourself the space you need to respond with clarity and strength. Here's the truth: people value what isn't easily accessible. If you jump at the chance to reply instantly, it sends the message that you've been waiting for her and that her outreach has total control over your actions. But when you take your time, you send a much stronger signal that you have your own life, your own priorities, and you're not dictated by someone else's timetable. Making her wait also builds curiosity. The longer she waits, the more she starts to wonder, what's taking so long? Is he busy? Has he moved on? This mental loop keeps you on her mind far longer than a quick reply ever could. In her mind, your delayed response becomes more meaningful and engaging. keeping her intrigued by your presence and confident energy. But here's the important part. This approach isn't about withholding for the sake of being distant. Use this time wisely. Reflect on her message, her intentions, and what you genuinely want from this interaction. Does her message deserve a thoughtful reply, or is it just an attempt at attention? Making her wait gives you the space to decide what's best for you without rushing into anything. When you do respond, your timing will reflect confidence, not hesitation. It demonstrates that you have a full, rich life, and while her message is important, it doesn't control your actions. How to gauge her effort. Not all messages are created equal. Sometimes when a woman reaches out, it's clear that she's putting in real effort to reconnect. Other times, the effort may feel half-hearted or superficial. The key to assessing her intentions is looking at the effort she puts into the conversation. Is she reaching out with a clear purpose to engage meaningfully, or is she just seeking attention? If she's consistently making an effort to communicate, it may be worth considering a deeper conversation. But if her outreach seems sporadic or lacks substance, it's time to take a step back and reassess. Your response should always align with the level of effort she shows. Remember, your well-being and self-respect are your priorities, and understanding whether her intentions are genuine or simply seeking validation will help guide your actions. The importance of staying grounded. When she reaches out, it's easy to let emotions take over. A rush of excitement, nostalgia, or even a sense of validation can flood your mind. But here's the truth. Staying grounded is essential if you want to maintain control. Remaining grounded means not allowing her message to dictate your emotions or actions. Whether she's reaching out of sincerity, curiosity, or with some form of manipulation, your response or silence should always come from a place of calm, clarity, and confidence. One powerful way to stay grounded is by focusing on your own growth and priorities. When you're deeply invested in your personal goals and ambitions, her outreach doesn't become the focal point of your life. It's just another aspect of your world, not the defining factor. Another key to staying grounded is avoiding the trap of overanalyzing. It's tempting to dissect every word she sends, trying to decode her true intentions, but that often leads to unnecessary stress and self-doubt. Instead, take her message at face value. Respond, or not, based on what feels aligned with your values, not overthinking every little detail. Staying grounded also means maintaining emotional independence. Her reaching out might feel like an opportunity to rekindle something, but your happiness doesn't depend on her. Whether the interaction turns into something meaningful or not, you're still in control of your emotional well-being. When you stay grounded, you protect yourself from emotional turbulence and project an aura of stability and confidence. And those traits are far more magnetic than any impulsive or reactive response could ever be. Why reclaiming control is key. When she reaches out, the relationship dynamic reaches a crossroads. How you handle this moment will determine whether you reclaim control or slip back into old patterns. Reclaiming control isn't about dominating the situation. It's about setting the tone for how you want to be treated going forward. Control starts with self-awareness. Recognize your value, your worth, and the unique energy you bring to any relationship. If her message feels like a test of your boundaries or an attempt to manipulate your emotions, you have every right to disengage. On the flip side, if her intentions seem genuine, you can choose to engage from a position of strength, not desperation. One of the most powerful ways to reclaim control is through your actions. Focus less on her message and more on what you're doing in your own life. Are you chasing your goals? Building your confidence? Strengthening your relationships with others? The more you invest in your own personal growth, the less her message will seem like the center of your universe. Reclaiming control also means setting clear boundaries. If she's used to you dropping everything for her or responding immediately, now is the time to change that dynamic. Respond on your terms, not hers. Don't be afraid to assert your needs and expectations. The bottom line is this: control isn't about manipulation, it's about owning your power. When you approach her outreach with clarity, confidence, and self-respect, you reclaim the dynamic and set the stage for healthier, more balanced interactions. Neediness. Here's the key. Confidence is the opposite of neediness. When you're secure in yourself and your life, you don't rely on anyone else to feel validated or important. Reclaiming control and staying grounded keeps you from falling into neediness. You set the tone for how you want to be treated, not by seeking her validation, but by respecting your own boundaries and maintaining your emotional independence. By doing so, you'll not only protect yourself from manipulation, but also position yourself as a person of high value who attracts respect rather than demands attention. 10. The bigger picture, your growth matters. Most at the end of the day, her reaching out isn't the defining moment in your story. You are. The choices you make in this situation should always reflect your personal growth, values, and your vision for the future. Moving forward and focusing on yourself isn't just a tactic, it's a lifestyle. When you prioritize your happiness and well-being, everything else aligns. Her reaching out might feel like it holds weight in the moment, but in the grand scheme of your life, it's simply one small chapter in your journey. Your goals, your growth, and your vision should remain at the forefront. Your personal growth isn't about seeking validation from her. It's about proving to yourself that you are capable of thriving, no matter what circumstances come your way. Whether you decide to engage with her message or not, the most powerful statement you can make is continuing to build a fulfilling life, one that stands independent of her involvement. Remember, you're not the same person you were when this relationship began. You've learned, adapted, and evolved, and that's what truly sets you apart. When she sees that you're thriving without her, it sends a message far stronger than any text or conversation ever could. In the end, the best decision is the one that aligns with your values and honors your journey. Whether you decide to respond, remain silent, or move forward entirely, your growth remains your most significant asset. Keep prioritizing yourself because that's the path that will always lead to fulfillment. Thanks for watching. If this video resonated with you, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next one.